At Trinity Skin and Beauty, we believe in making you feel your best. Whether you're looking to smooth, refresh, or rejuvenate, we offer expert waxing and luxurious facials tailored just for you. Experience our signature facials that hydrate, brighten, and nourish your skin. Feel the stress melt away with every touch. Say goodbye to unwanted hair with our quick, professional waxing services, leaving you smooth and confident. Relax, revive, rejuvenate. Visit Trinity Skin and Beauty today, where beauty meets relaxation. Call Calandra today at 601-953-9476 and book your appointment. And oh yeah, tell them Sonia sent you.
She say sports. She say sports. She say sports. She say sports.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Sonia, and welcome back to She Say Sports. Please welcome back the usual suspects, former NFL players, Cedric Donaldson, and former Notre Dame Irishman, Jameion Spencer.
Hey, always an Irishman. Always an Irishman. Go to the DNA, baby. Go to the DNA.
Congratulations, Jay.
Gracias.
Said, congratulate him.
Indeed, man. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, Cedric.
You know, since we gave him the coach and led him there.
I gave you the coach you wanted, and I took what I needed. How about that?
I'm sick, but go ahead.
And, so, and I think, this is the first time you guys been doing the show with me during football season once a month since 2021, and your team is the first one so far to make it to the college football national championship. Said y'all last time was 2020, so we missed it by one season.
Yeah, that was the greatest football team ever. So I'm still living off of that. I got at least 5 years to live off that. Yeah.
Wow, it's been 5. Can you believe it's been 5 years already? That's crazy. Well, let's get started. So next Monday, Notre Dame and Ohio State will square off in the college football national championship in Atlanta, Georgia. Notre Dame beat Penn State in an instant classic, 27-24, and Ohio State beat the Texas Longhorns 28-14. So guys, there are two firsts for this college football national championship game. Coach Marcus Freeman will be the first Black coach and Asian to coach in a college football national championship game. And this will be the first time since 2004-2005 without an SEC team in consecutive championships. That's crazy. Jamie, what are your thoughts on both of the first for this game?
Yeah, so I tell you what, I didn't really think about the first one until it was said on the show, but just to kind of revel on the fact that, Marcus is going to be the first Black head coach to coach in a college football championship is still unnerving, yet I can't wrap my mind around it. Kind of still one of those things that you can't believe how far we come, yet we haven't. As many great minds that have been through the college game, it's just hard to believe that he is the first. I'm happy because he's one of our first, right? So kudos to him. He couldn't be to a more deserving individual. I'm not just saying that because I'm an alum, but I have been a fan since he was defensive coordinator at Cincinnati, man. I was trying to figure out who this Energizer Bunny was bouncing around the sidelines. He's a phenomenal individual and could not be more deserving. So I'm very, very, very happy for him at this point.
That's what's up. And said, with you playing for LSU in the SEC, that has been a dominating conference for years. How does it feel for the SEC to not be represented this championship game?
Man, it feels weird, to be honest. But since LSU is not there, it feels good. It's an arms race. Every time one of your SEC compadres go out and win another championship, if it's not you, you're getting left behind.
Right.
So, it's one thing that we don't have to compete against Notre Dame and Ohio State for, and that's weather. So, you know,
We love the snow. We love
Yeah.
the snow.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, we don't.
That'll be a interesting game. And like both of those teams, they're weather ready, so it won't be an issue. So, Jamie, what key players should fans look out for in the Notre Dame versus Ohio State game?
Ooh, man, I tell you what, it's this game is really going to be loaded with a lot of matchups, or key matchups, you could say. Because I mean, you look at Ohio State, in my opinion, has been loaded across the board. They always come to the table with a gang of players, no matter what. I mean, you talk about you talk about the running backs, between Judkins and Henderson. You talk about, Jeremiah sitting out there, which is a one-man phenom. You look at their defense even, man, that defense between Simon and Sawyer and that D-line, man. I mean, I think they're a loaded team. They're a very balanced team. But I think it's going to come down to its alignment. And I really, really believe this game is going to come down to, who has the best plan once they get punched in the mouth on the O-line, and the D-line. That's where it's going to be won, because I think you can really throw up, Jeremiah Love against Henderson and Jadarian Price with Judkins, and Riley against Howard. I mean, they're really kind of the same team in that sense, but I really believe it's going to be the team that bends and imposes their will on the O-line and reestablishes on each side. That's going to make a huge difference as to who has the time to execute and who doesn't.
Said, what are the strengths and weaknesses of both Notre Dame and Ohio leading into this matchup?
Man, I think Ohio State is the most talented team, right? So that's a strength in itself. You got the most Joes out there. But what Notre Dame has is something different. Like, those kids play for Marcus Freeman, man. Like, that's a whole different animal that you can't grade. You got some smart kids out there too. You got like the young kid, Osbury. His dad is a LSU player and been around. He's a AD at LSU right now. You got Ryan Clark's son, Jordan Clark. I love the little corner, the young corner, number 15. I can't think of his name right now. But he literally might be the best player on Notre Dame's defense. And he's a freshman, and he was a 3-star.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to. I doubt if they put him on the big receiver for Ohio State, Jermaine Brown. Is that his name?
Jeremiah
Brown.
Yeah, Jeremiah Smith.
I doubt if they put him on, but I would love to see it.
Yeah,
because that kid, man, he's a player. So I think Notre Dame has the whole Rudy factor. This weekend.
But you know what? You made a valid point. Although Ohio is the most talented, that loyalty thing, love playing for the coach, it takes it to a different level, because they'll run through a wall for him. So you're right. You're right. Rudy factor. So
I couldn't wait to get that one in there.
He just had to. He had to. Sorry. It's all right. I'll take it.
We good. I mean, I said we good. That's not my team. I don't really care. So guys, Ohio State holds a 6-2 record against Notre Dame on the football field. The Fighting Irish won the first 2 matchups, but it has been the Buckeyes ever since, and they have won the last 6 contests. I'm sorry. Notre Dame has 13 national championships to Ohio State's 8. Jameion, what is, if any, the historical significance of this matchup between Notre Dame and Ohio?
Yeah, it's going to be we talk about historical significance. I mean, if you've watched college football, if you've watched this game historically, it's 2 things. You're going to hear pads clacking, and it's going to be up to who makes the first mistake. I had an opportunity to play Ohio State when I was there. I mean, you talk about, a 1-score game, and ultimately, a turnover made the difference in it. Once they got that second possession, it was a wrap. So You can't make mistakes in these type of games. Essentially, you're playing with the same type individuals. You're playing with the same type DNA and the same type of pride. And a lot of times the difference becomes like last year, slipping up and having 10 men on the field at the wrong time. Or you talk about, several years ago where you had them on the ropes and you jumped off sides at the wrong time and gave them an extra possession down in the red zone. So, it all comes down to the minute details. But I do think that, this is going to be another classic in the book that you could really go back in time and notice that this one is going to be just as good as the previous 8. I can tell you that much.
I'm amazed. As I'm listening, you actually was really part of one of those games.
I was. Look,
Wow.
and I'll tell you this much. I was there when they had, you talk about a super team, when they had Eddie George and you had Orlando Pace and you had Mike Vrabel and Finkus and you had Katzenmoyer, Sean Springs, and I looked across there, Stanley Jenkins, and I looked across there and I was like, Eddie George ain't that big when he was sitting down on the goal line, the opposite goal line. But as he got closer to the 50 where I was thinking to myself, Jesus, man, we must have forgot our stilts or something. Or we need a ladder. This is something unreal. This is different.
But you are tall. You was a big. I mean, you were big too.
No, these were giants. These dudes were transporters.
Wait a minute.
I'm telling you.
You know what this sounds like to me? This sounds like you and Provine.
Yeah, exactly.
These were giants.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's what you get. Finally.
I knew exactly how said and felt now.
Oh my God. I wish we had time to talk about that. That is one of my favorite stories. And when Fred Smoot, oh my goodness, hilarious. Okay, moving on. So Cedric, how does the coaching experience of Marcus Freeman and Ryan Day influence the outcome of this game? We just kind of talked about it.
Yeah, I mean, so we've seen both teams have, like brain farts this year, with Ryan Day losing to Michigan and Notre Dame losing to Northern
Illinois.
Northern Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, it wasn't like you just went out and got whooped. It was so, I don't know. I just like the way Notre Dame is. They're not beating themselves. Like, they don't have a game. I don't think they go into this thing with a game plan saying like, this is what we're going to do. And so what they've been doing is letting the game come to them. And once they figure out how the game is going to flow, they beat the team with what, 90 passing yards?
90 passing yards. Unheard of.
So I like Ryan Day and the way he's able to align his offense or whatever. But sometimes they get a little too cute. And Notre Dame is saying like, hey, do what you want to do. We're just waiting on you to, and they're going to throw that counter and catch them or whatever. And that's what's been happening. So I know I keep leaning toward Notre Dame with all of my talk because I really believe and I really hope that Notre Dame is going to take them out or whatever. But it's going to be a good game.
I do too. Jay, what would a national championship win mean for Marcus Freeman and his legacy as head coach of Notre Dame?
So, I thought about this question. I thought about this question long and hard, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't think nothing, to be honest with you. I think win or lose, you see a different individual inside of college football. I mean, if you spent 5 minutes with that man, listening to that man, you will understand that he speaks with a level of energy, a level of genuineness. It comes from a different place. And if he were to sit down with my son in my living room right now, there's no doubt I would trust him with his life, right? He is the type of dude that you would run through a wall for. I've listened to him. I've had an opportunity to speak with him, and ask questions, and you can tell that it's not scripted. It's something that he believes in, and look, I'm a sucker for a lot of the cheesy stuff and the quirky stuff that happens, but when he sits up there and tells you things like, when it's time to make the hard decision, we want guys who are willing to make the hard decision. That's the reason why I went right there, because it's something that requires you to be a little bit different, think a little bit different, think a little bit bigger outside of self. So, as far as the legacy is concerned, win or lose, for me, I think anybody who understands and loves the game of football is going to be after a guy like Marcus Freeman, if not Marcus Freeman, to lead that organization, because he, like Mike Tomlin, in my opinion, is a leader of men, man, and I love it.
I agree with that. And if he is sitting in your living room with my baby, I know I better be there. Let's get that straight. Because I was on that journey with you when he did not want to play football at all.
He's fired up now. He's changed that tone completely.
I'm so happy. Oh my gosh, this guy is his daddy reincarnated, period. Just a sweet, gentle giant.
By that time, he'll be at LSU. So
what you said?
By that time, Marcus Freeman will be at LSU, so be perfect time.
You know what? I don't care where he is. I better be on that couch with you and T. T gonna be like, "What son you doing here?" I'm his colleague at work. And what you say? Okay. Said, how significant is this game for Ohio State's program, especially considering their previous championship appearances?
Well, Michigan won last year, man. So it is of the utmost importance for them, because if they lose this game, Michigan is rebuilding. They're restocking. Mm-hmm. And so they already beat them, this year. Man, they need it bad. But Notre Dame needed bad too, man. It's been 1980s?
88. 89, yeah.
So it's time for the old Golden Domers to get on back in there, man. Football is better when Notre Dame is good, man.
You think so?
It is.
Good. It's good for everybody. It's good for everybody.
Because a lot of people hate Notre Dame, and you like to beat them, but if they're not good, it takes the joy out of it.
You know what? I knew it was something to it. I'm like, you think so? I knew it. Oh my gosh, he's
that's okay though. That's what you appreciate though. That's what you appreciate. Love to hate.
He was such a hater. You know what? If the shoe was on the other foot, if LSU was gonna be there next Monday, Jamie would be so kind. He'd be like, that's great, Sid.
Because this is home state. He gonna cheer for the home state. So,
Look, I'm gonna cheer to keep peace at home now.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, exactly.
T
would have been on this show tonight.
Oh yeah. So that's whenever he try to get rough with me, I'm just say, hey, don't make me call it white.
Jay, how could this game shape the future recruiting efforts for both Notre Dame and Ohio State? I mean, they really don't have issues with that, but
No, actually, you'd be surprised. They do. Well, not necessarily attracting recruits, but I can tell you, a lot of the same guys they're going after they're in the same living rooms, and they're in the same arenas, they're in the same conversations. And it's always been that way. But you talk about the Michigans, the Ohio States, the Notre Dames, the LSUs, anybody in the SEC for the most part. Right. You're talking about, big college, programs that are, stepping up and they're showing people what they're all about, not just talking about it. So, in terms of recruiting, I don't think it's gonna cool things off. I think it helps. But I think the one thing that, again, when you look at it all, when you talk about, the type of young man that you want to entrust your most precious jewels with, you talk about the type of development that you want your son or your daughter or whatever it is to be a part of. You know, it comes down to really getting to know a lot of those programs. So, you know, it's a big game. It's always on fire. And I don't think it's going to be enough space for either one of these programs for the future. I mean, they don't have a problem ever anybody saying no to them.
That's what's up. I agree. For both of you, who takes home the trophy? Say it. And what's the score?
I'm going with Notre Dame. 24-17.
Okay. Jay?
I like it. Of course, I'm gonna stick with my Golden Domers. But I'm gonna tell you this much: OSU is as good of a team as you're going to see, right? You know, I mean, no doubt. We've seen them turn it on, light it on fire. We've seen them struggle, and yet, you know, we've seen them, you know, kind of get through some of the tough times. So it's gonna take a perfect game. It's gonna take a valiant effort. But you know, of course, I'm gonna stick with my Irish. My Irish are gonna take it. You know, I'm thinking it's going to be more of like a 17-14 game, to be honest with you, because I really think, you know, defenses are about to light this game up a lot. I think it's going to be a defensive struggle, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I got number 15 taking one back from Will Howard, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jay, would you have preferred Notre Dame played Texas or Ohio?
Oh, it didn't matter. It didn't matter with me. No, look, bring them on. I was making jokes. I said, look, I want to eat another SEC team up after I took down them dogs. But you know, look, you know,
I was pretty happy about that though, man. You know,
no, but to be honest, man, look, to be in that position, I mean, it's anybody who ever plays that game. It's your dream to be in that position, to be in that conversation, to be in that number. I mean, you're going to walk in there, you know, totally humble, but at the same time, deep inside of you, in the pit of your stomach, man, you are right now just as excited and as restless as you've ever been, and you cannot wait to get into that arena. So, you know, the whole thing you want to make sure is everybody leaves it all on the field and they walk off in their good health, man. That's the only thing you pray for. Man.
I got Notre Dame also. I'm going to say 21-17.
Okay. Under 50, all right? Everybody under 50. I like it.
Yeah.
I like
all right, guys. Well,
you forgot to do this. You forgot to ask this question.
What?
How unlucky is Marcus Freeman to make it to the championship game and have to beat his alma mater, man?
His alma mater.
Yeah. I forgot about that question.
Yeah.
Like, that's something. Wow.
Yeah, he's gonna be hated by Ohio State people if
Ohio. Yeah.
Hey, he already prophesized it, said he already told y'all that history is written by the conquerors, and right now he's holding the pen. I love it. I love it.
You know what? That ain't number fuel to the fire. I love it. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
That's pretty dope.
What better way to go out, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. I forgot about that. You're right, Sid. That was a very good question.
Yeah, man. Well, he's going I don't know, man. Like, it'll be rough for me. Like, when I'm a Cowboys fan, and when we was in Tampa, we was gonna play the Cowboys in the playoffs. I was sick about it. Luckily we lost and we had to play it.
Right. That was a good game Sunday too. Commanders in Tampa Bay. That was my favorite. That was my favorite game so far, the wild card.
Yeah, Jaden, I love it.
I'm so happy for Jalen Daniels. It was pretty nice. So, well, guys, before we go, you know, we play our game. What you know. This is a way that the listeners get to know you better, as well as myself. All right, these are all college football trivia. What was LSU's only 2 losses in 2007? Was it Kentucky and Arkansas, Alabama and Kentucky, Auburn Florida and Auburn, or Florida and Tennessee?
Kentucky and Arkansas.
But yeah,
Very
Arkansas.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew Arkansas was one.
Yeah, we never lost a game in regulation that year.
All right, he knows his trivia. What do the winners of the Alabama versus Tennessee game do every year? Do they steal the opposing mascot, bring down the goalpost, smoke cigars, or have a dance off in the end zone?
Cigars, them stogies. It's the Stogie Bowl.
Yeah.
That is correct. Which of the following celebrities did not play football? Was it Bill Cosby, Vin Diesel, Tommy Lee Jones, or Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson?
Oh man, Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel. He couldn't wear them heels on the field, man.
You know. I'm not. Which two teams played in the very first college football game? Was it Yale and Harvard, Rutgers and Princeton, Alcorn and JSU, or Stanford and UCLA?
Yale and Harvard.
It was Rutgers.
Who?
Yale and Harvard.
Rutgers.
It was Rutgers.
Oh,
Rutgers.
They played November 6, 1869, with Rutgers beating 6-4.
I was about to say Jack State Alcorn.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
You know what? I saw that little snicker when you. Jackson State was 1867. We wasn't even thought of. What is Auburn University mascot? Is it Obby the Tiger, the War Eagle, Obby the War Tiger, or Obby Eagle Tiger?
War Eagle.
Yeah, it's a War Eagle.
War Eagle.
But they got a tiger.
It's Obby the Tiger. The team's official mascot is Obby the Tiger, but War Eagle is a commonly heard game day with battle cry.
It's confusing.
I know, it's very confusing.
It makes no sense.
None. I think they were drunk when they came up with all of that. So,
They need two mascots the way they've been getting beat.
well, you know, Tupelo has two, the Eagles and the Bulldog.
Do they really?
Yeah,
I did not know. I knew they were the Bulldogs. I didn't know they were the Eagles. Okay.
they were Eagles too. Yep.
Me neither.
Which two teams participate in the battle for the Golden Boot? Is it Michigan and Michigan State, Arkansas and LSU, Florida and Florida State, or UCLA and USC?
Arkansas, LSU.
The matchup earned its name thanks to a 200-pound trophy made to look like the states of Arkansas and Louisiana, which together look like a boot. Correct. What factor helps a team make it into the college football playoff schedule? Is it having a Heisman Trophy winner on the roster, a 13th game, a judge in their pocket, or unbeaten season?
A judge in the
After
pocket.
this year, I couldn't tell you, man.
What you say, Jamie?
Look, after this year, man, who knows?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? There got to be a judge in your pocket because you could be undefeated and still not be in there.
Still not get in this
Yeah.
thing, man. Look,
So that's your final answer, guys?
I'm saying undefeated.
we're undefeated.
The 13th game.
See?
Who is the winningest coach in college football history? Is it Coach Bear Bryant, Coach Joe Paterno, Bobby Bowden, or Coach Eddie Robinson?
Eddie Robb.
Sid?
You say in the history, I was about to say Brian Kelly.
I'm not going to do this with you. Sir, that was not one.
Eddie Robb.
No, it's Joe Paterno.
No, we vacated
They
those.
vacated.
We vacated. They vacated his wins.
Listen to me. Paterno's wins between 1998 and 2011 were temporarily vacated thanks to the trauma of the Jerry Sandusky child molestation case, but were restored in 2015. First runner-up Coach Bowden is said to support this decision.
I'll still vacate him. Sandusky. Sandusky got them wins.
I mean, look, that's a dirty one that nobody want to talk about. And they deserve to lose.
I knew this was gonna be controversial.
Sandusky. Sandusky.
Y'all better be glad I realize I'm on. This is being recorded.
Oh my God. We're gonna move on. How many losing seasons did Coach Paul Bear Bryant have during his career? Was it 1, 4, none, or 2?
4. I don't know.
What?
2.
I'm not a Paul Bear Bryant fan. I'm hoping it was 4. That was the highest number you said?
Yeah. None. Now this was a little confusing because they said 9, but I remember this. Well, I wouldn't think I was even born. The only losing season on Bear Bryant's impressive resume was his first while coaching at Texas A&M. He went on to lead his team to 13 conference titles and 6 national championships. So I'm like, how could you say none? But he had 1 losing season. So
hey, how can you win a championship if you didn't play in the game? I mean, that's Alabama type stuff. So
yeah. So I mean, well, you know what? They are at the bottom 4.
And I thought that year they decided to play USC.
The top, huh?
Yeah, I thought that year they played USC and got waxed up, and he decided to, he wasn't going to play any, recruiting and colored players. They had a losing season that year.
Did you say colored?
Colored.
That's what he said.
That was his whole thing. They weren't going to recruit or play any colored players, man.
I know,
but
they said. Really, yeah.
You gotta repeat what he said.
You right.
Yeah, I mean, USC came. Sam Cunningham came down and waxed that barrel.
My Alabama people gonna see this and kick me out the state, man.
They are. They are.
They used to.
Just get ready. Last one. Which team has won the most games? Is it Michigan, UCLA, Notre Dame, or LSU?
All time?
All time.
Well, but they started at different times. They started at different times, though.
Just what you want to say, and I got something to say.
Wait, you said USC, Notre Dame, LSU.
No. Michigan, UCLA, Notre Dame, or LSU?
I'm going with Notre Dame.
Yeah. Notre Dame.
And Michigan. The Wolverines have more wins than any other program, but other schools have a higher win percentage since they began playing football later.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
We'll give them that. But Michigan ain't won no championships. I can't, what they got? 2, 3? Maybe.
No, they got more. They got more than that.
I thought they had more than 3.
Yeah, they got about 7 or 8, I think.
No.
Yeah.
They won. They would always get there, but they, like your boy, didn't win any. What's the big coach name?
Sean Buckley? Bo?
Yeah.
Lloyd Carr won one.
Lloyd Carr won one.
They won one last year. Bo, I thought, won one. Bo did win one. No, I want to say they got 5. So I'm going to have to look that one up. But
yeah.
Look it up real quick if y'all can. Because I'm curious to know now.
97, 2023. Let's see here. 12.
Come
on.
More than 4.
1901, 1902, 1903, 04, 18, 23, 32, 33, 47, 48, 97, and 23.
Don't nobody remember that.
Well, we were still with Jesus in 1901.
Yeah,
I think those games was with Jesus too. Like,
you know what?
Those games had to be with Jesus too. And they telling who they were playing. Them don't count.
Don't do that. You a hater. Stop.
And the real, if LSU can't count the one in the 50, they definitely can't count the ones in the 40s or beyond.
What they, 1901.
I'm gonna say that don't even count. Like,
Yeah. But look, they went on the gap from 48 to 97, so I don't feel so bad now.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It ain't like they've been out here just tearing it up.
Y'all, I know, but it counts. It's a part of history. So stop. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next month for our Super Bowl edition. Guys, you can follow me at She Say Sports on Facebook, She Say Sports 23 on Instagram, and please subscribe to our YouTube page, She Say Sports. Well, that's our show for today. Until next time, this is Sonia, Jameion, and Cedric, and we're signing off, hoping Notre Dame takes it all in.
Go Irish.
Go Irish.
Go Bears.
She say sports. She say sports. She say sports. She say sports.